Today I'm at the University of Zimbabwe and I'm heading to the Department of Physiology. I'm going to see the Chief Technician, Mr. Emmanuel Nandara, who's going to take us through the video on the questions you might have on incubators. So stay tuned as we get to the Department of Physiology. Start, Mr. Nandara.
Yes, sir.
What is the maximum capacity of this incubator which is in the video, this one?
This incubator carries 192 eggs.
192 eggs.
Chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs.
Yes.
Okay.
The machine will do for us quail eggs, duck eggs, chicken eggs, even guinea fowl eggs.
Okay.
It will do all poultry.
All poultry.
Yes.
But the
But
capacity,
then the capacities will then differ. From species to species.
species to species.
Yes.
Okay. Does it have like a specific name, this type of incubator?
It doesn't really have a specific name, except if you see here, it's a smart household small incubator. It's for smaller, for households or smaller operations.
Or household or smaller operations.
Yes.
Okay. What about the temperature? What's the temperature range?
Right. The machines will operate at a temperature. Each species will have a temperature range.
Okay.
For example, chicken will have 37.2 to 37.8.
All right.
Ducks will have 37.5 to 38.
Okay.
And so forth and so forth.
And so forth.
But the machine generally will come preset for chicken
Or preset for
at
chicken.
37.8.
So you can't reprogram it.
Yes, you can. It comes with an operator's manual. You can program it however you want when you know for sure which temperatures you must use.
Okay.
But normally we pre-program it for chicken so that our customers do not have to program it themselves.
What about humidity? Does humidity affect?
Yes, humidity again, it comes in as a preset for chicken at 60%.
60%.
Yes, however, you can still set humidity that you prefer if you know the humidities that you work with.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I will show you when we set it up how everything works.
Yes. So, Mr. Nandara,
Yes.
does it come with a ventilation system, the machine?
Yes, the single machine, this one, the single tray, it comes with a fan in the middle, which is one fan.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
But the double tray and the three tray like this one, they come with two
fans.
Two fans.
Oh, as we say, two fans.
Yes.
All right.
These are the ones that distribute heat as well as humidity.
As well as humidity.
Yes.
Okay. What about the power source?
The power source, they are powered one by electricity, which is this cable here.
All right.
That goes into there.
Okay, electricity.
Electricity, or if you are in a place where there is no electricity, you can use this cable to put it in here, and then you can go direct to a battery.
Or direct to a battery.
That means this is your positive and this is your negative on the battery. So the machine can operate completely on a battery.
Or like solar.
Like solar, yes.
Okay.
Solar batteries. However, if you have solar system, you can still use this cable via inverter.
Fine. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right. What about egg turning?
Right. Egg turning, I shall explain in detail when we put together the machine.
Okay.
But the egg turning, this is a turning motor here, and the turning is automatic. That means every 2 hours, the eggs will turn 360 degrees because they are sitting on rollers.
Okay.
Yes.
I've heard that they are manual egg turning. How does that process go?
Yes, there are manual egg turning. Manual egg turning machines, what they do is periodically they actually do turn the eggs manually. So they probably have a lever somewhere, and then they can roll the eggs, or they just tilt them to a certain angle and turn them periodically.
Periodically.
Yes.
Okay, can you put this together, put the machine together?
Okay, let me put the machine together now.
So right now, Mr. Nandara is going to set up the machine so that he explains more how it is set up and how it works when it is fully set.
Okay, so here we are. What we do is we must have water that we will pour inside. There are some water channels inside. So we pour the water to fill up the channels.
What are these channels for?
The channels are for taking the water. This water is the one that will then create humidity.
Okay.
So we fill them up until the water is almost spilling through some holes on the side of the turning motor there. After that, we put back this. This is called a hatch basket.
Hatch basket.
So we sit it inside on top of the water. And after we do this, we then connect we then put on the rollers. So as you shall see, the rollers are such that sometimes when you are doing chicken, they are set at certain intervals. When you are doing quails, you will also put at certain intervals. When you do ducks, because ducks have large eggs, you will also set at certain intervals.
When you say intervals, you mean spacing?
I mean spacing. Let me show you this one, the last one. I can put it like that.
Oh, much closer.
So much closer. I mean, it can take smaller eggs. And then for ducks, we can do this. So duck eggs will sit here.
Okay.
Chicken, some turkey eggs may sit here. Chicken eggs will sit here. So you can see the spaces, that they are different spacing.
Yeah, they're different.
Yes.
Okay.
So after this, we then connect. This is the controller. This is the one that controls the activities because it's an automatic, fully automated incubator. So we connect this. We connect this controller to the, and we put our eggs. They lie and not sit. So they are lying on the rollers. So that when the rollers are turning every 2 hours, the eggs are also turning. The reason why eggs are turned is so that the embryo does not stick to the walls of the egg and cause deformities on the chick. After that, we then connect
the power source.
To the power source and put on. So you can see already now that the machine has come on. It will, yes, so now we have this temperature we are seeing now, 20.1 degrees Celsius, is the room temperature.
Room temperature.
But soon you will start to realize that this temperature will start to rise because the machine has turned on heaters now. This machine is 80 watts power.
80 watts.
And 80 watts power only happens when we switch on the machine. But during normal operation, the machine works at around 35 to 50 watts only because it will turn on heaters momentarily just for a few seconds to maintain temperature at 37.8, which is set here, which I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
I also want to show you these things here. This thing is, this flame and this light shows that the machine has turned on heaters. If it arrives at 37.9, it will turn off this light to show that the heaters are off. But after 3 or so minutes, because inside it will start to cool, it will turn on again. So this is a cycle that keeps happening all the time to maintain temperature at 37.8, which is optimum for chicken. If we are using a bigger machine like this one, and we are at 37.8, at one point we are hatching, at another point we are incubating. So we can have others hatching at the bottom, whereas other eggs are actually incubating at the top. But for this one, because it's single, you incubate at once and hatch at once. So we put our eggs in there for 18 days. So 18 days they are in there and incubating. But by day 18, the chick is ready to come out of the egg. So we remove again the rollers.
At day 18.
At day 18, all of them. We remove them and we sit the eggs on this basket. And then we close for 3 days. So the chicks are now coming out of the egg for 3 days. After the 3 days, we then remove the chicks, put them in some brooder and start feeding them.
Okay.
Yes. So now I also want to explain how we can set temperature, because it comes set, but we can set our own. So we press here set. So we see while it is still blinking like that, we can go plus to add, or we can go minus
to
decrease. And then we press set again. We then go to humidity, which is 60, and we do the same. And press set again. So we are back at the original settings. But the machine will come preset at 37 and 60, allowing the customer to have their own settings if they understand incubating more. Yes. However, again, you can see because of the water that we put, the humidity is now at 77. This is now actual humidity. But you can see the temperature is still rising. We were at 20, now we're at 23. And if you touch, you will feel the heat.
Yes, it's already heating up.
Yes. The machine uses recent or modern technology in heating. It is, I'll show on this one rather than that one so that we maintain the temperature there. The machine has some silicone heaters, which are like plastic. These are the ones that provide heat. So these ones allow the machine to operate at 80 watts and not needing a lot of power to heat to get our temperature to 37.8. This is modern technology. Again, so now suppose you want to know if the eggs are turning for sure, because sometimes you won't be able to see, especially if we keep this foam outside. This K-light. This K-light in winter, we want to keep it there so that it maintains temperature for a longer time. When it reaches 37.8, it maintains temperature for a longer time. Okay. But in months like October, the hot months, we can remove it because it will be hot already. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is turning. Suppose you are not seeing turning and you think that the machine is not turning because the turning process is very slow. If you press plus, you see that this light has come on. And there's a sign of turning here. If you check, you will see that the rollers are turning, but the turning is very, very slow.
Oh, it's very slow.
And sometimes you won't be able to actually see it. So what you can do is you can mark an egg, and then momentarily, from time to time, you check that egg. Or when you load your eggs and you put the machine on, you can time it. After 2 hours, you can check it to see if this light is coming on every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
Yes. Now I want to talk about egg candling. Egg candling is where we want to improve the hatch rate of the machines or of the breeding stock that we have. Normally, hatch rate is affected by your ratio of hens to cock, which is usually 1 cock to 6 hens. But sometimes you find that the cock is not aggressive, so some eggs are infertile when they come to the machine. So you can play around with that ratio so that you achieve a high hatch rate. The other thing that affects, the other factor that affects the hatch rate is the cleanliness of the eggs. Make sure your nests are very clean, because if the eggs come, they are dirty, they have a lot of dirt. Sometimes dirty eggs do not hatch. The other thing that affects the hatch rate is the age of the breed. If your hens and cocks are too old, sometimes they are not mating enough to give you a high hatch rate. Now, when we are talking candling for this machine, after 7 days of the eggs being in the machine, they will have developed the veins so that the embryo is already growing inside the egg. So if you take the eggs one by one and put them here, if we press here, we have made this on. This is an egg candler, an inbuilt egg candler. So we put our eggs one by one on this to check if they are fertile. The fertile ones are darker because they are showing veins of blood. The clear ones are not fertile, so you can remove all the clear ones. Some people may eat them or you can throw them away. Otherwise, the ones that remain in the machine will give you a high hatch rate, because we are sure now that the machine, all the eggs in the machine are fertile. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now we can turn it off.
Okay. So, Mr. Nandara, thank you for sharing all this knowledge.
Yes.
But as someone want to start this project,
yes,
I need to know about the lifespan of these machines.
Yes.
What are their lifespans?
These machines are made to last 8 to 10 years. As you can see, they are small household machines and they are plastic. So what they need is, you need to put them in a place like you can see here, a place where there is not a lot of traffic, where there are not a lot of children who play around or open them. Because once you load your eggs, you don't want people to open the machine. Mm-hmm. The machine must always remain closed so that it maintains temperature and humidity. So I also give 6 months guarantee, because for machines like this one,
6 months guarantee, not warranty.
No, not warranty. Guarantee. A warranty I can give up to 12 months, but I give 6 months guarantee because for machines like this one, it is on all the time, every time, because you can load this tray. After 4 days, you load this tray. After 4 days, you load this tray, 4 or 5 days. Why? Because when these eggs reach day 18, these ones will be 4 days to day 18. Mm-hmm. So when you remove your chicks and put them in a brood and start feeding them, these ones will come down to hatch, while you start loading this top tray again. That means the machine can be continuously on. You are hatching and incubating all the time without turning it off. So 6 months is a good time to test that the machine is okay. And most times, I have not had any problems with my customers. It has performed the machines perform very, very well.
Very well.
Yes.
In Zimbabwe, we have a challenge of power.
Yes.
How can we counter that? How can someone counter that?
Because of power challenges that we have in Zimbabwe, this machine works for both electricity and solar. Solar meaning it can work on AC via inverter, or you can work on DC. On DC, you have this cable that comes with the machine. So if you put this cable in here, and then you go to the solar battery directly, 12 volts solar battery directly, and also the battery must be at least 50 Ah. 50. That will then give you continuous incubation without worrying about power loss, especially ZESA. You have a backup. Or if you are in a deep rural area where there is no electricity, you are off grid, you can still use battery direct, or you can use the cable via inverter, via the solar inverter.
So these power cuts, do they affect the AH rate?
For this machine, if power goes away and you know that power is coming back, all you need to do is not open it. The machine can go for 24 hours without needing backup. And when power comes back, the machine will pick up from where it has left. However, it may delay a little bit, a few hours delay in the hatching process, because we say that after 18 days, we start hatching. But if we have a lot of power cuts, that process can be delayed. We may start having the chicks hatching after day 19.
In case people want to buy from you,
Yes.
do you do like payment plans like labor, or is just one-time payment?
At the moment, because the structure that I have is, this is something that I do on the side, and I work, as you can see, I work from here at UZ or in my home. So a lot of the time my customers are online customers or social media customers. So we don't really know each other enough to have payment terms. But for those customers who would have bought from me before, we can talk about payment terms, especially when they want to upgrade. Especially say when they want to buy a bigger machine, when they probably had a smaller machine before. We can talk about payment plans.
Payment plan.
Yes.
So how big, which one is your biggest machine?
Oh, when I started this, I used to bring very big machines, up to 10,000 eggs.
10,000 eggs.
Yes, but I left that because I do this as a side job. So 10,000 eggs, the importing and the work that is involved, I left it for other players in the market. Myself, I only deal with these ones, and the biggest I can do is a machine like that. That machine is I think about 500 eggs.
500
so I can do up to 500 eggs because my machines come by air. Okay. Which makes them a little bit expensive because air is charged per kg.
Yeah. So Ms. Nandara.
Yes.
How do you clean these incubators?
Okay, I'll go to cleaning, but I'll start with some other things that may be interesting for the customers.
Yes.
The machine, because we have talked about eggs not being clean sometimes, and also because of the ambient temperature and humidity, sometimes bacteria will tend to grow inside the machine. So you can use a spray bottle to put viral kill. So when you lay your eggs on the rollers, you then put a little bit of viral kill in that spray bottle, and you can spray your eggs just once when they are all laid in, so that bacteria will not grow inside the machine. Again, I wanted to talk about because humidity is the only variable that you change sometimes. Otherwise, temperature is automatic and you don't change anything. But humidity, if we are in the hot months like October, the water that we put at the bottom, sometimes it depletes. So what we do when the water is depleted, the humidity reading will come down to about 45. When it comes down below 45, the machine will sound an alarm. That will tell you that there's something wrong. And if you hear that bell, you then come and check, and if you see that humidity is below 45, you must add in some more water. However, these machines that I am receiving at the moment, for chicken, once you put water, it will take you all the way to hatching without needing to add more. But during the hot months, it may change. You may need to add water twice in a hatch cycle. When the water is depleted, you have this bottle. It comes with the machine. So when the water is depleted, this is why we have the 3 holes. Oh, sorry.
It's this side.
They are this side. That is why we have the 3 holes here. So you use this to add the water by just squeezing in through these holes and add the water. This will be because we do not want to open the machine because there are eggs inside. It will affect temperature and humidity, so we would rather use this thing. However, when your hatching is complete, your chicks are out, you need to clean the machine because there will be a lot of dirt inside the little egg shells that will have come when the chicks are coming out. So to do that, you will need also Virokill. That means you always have a bottle of Virokill with you, so you can then use with soap, especially Sunlight Liquid or some other soap like that. So you can clean the base of the machine. The top of the machine is okay, but the base will usually be quite dirty. So you can take it out and then clean it and dry it, and then you can do your next hatch. If you are using this machine that we said earlier, you can be continuously hatching. It will be good practice to make sure that if you do 3 hatches, that means when the eggs in the top tray finally get out as chicks, you then turn off the machine before loading it again and clean it the same way.
Mr. Nandara,
yes, sir.
Does these machines need service or maintenance of some sort?
Normally, these machines don't need any maintenance or service, except to just make sure that they are very clean, especially the bottom tray that we normally use to hatch. Otherwise, there is not a lot of things that go wrong, especially on the controller on this top part. Because normally when we connect it and we have our water and the temperature, there's very little that goes wrong. Okay. But if anything goes wrong, my customers must contact me wherever they are, because in most places, especially for example in Blaawai, I have someone stationed there. If my machines have a problem, I will actually get someone there. I will just call him, or I give them the numbers so they get in contact and he can get to them to fix whatever problem that may arise. Yes.
What if I have not bought from you, but I want my machine to be fixed? I face some kind of challenge. Do you assist me?
Yes, I normally do it as a social responsibility, where a lot of people, because many people know me now in the market, and I'm like the standard perhaps in the market. So many people come to me to ask me if they have a problem with humidity, if there's a problem with kindling, or if a party has a problem. So I also do sell spare parts for bigger machines, which I don't sell myself. So these machines, I have this is a fan, this is a controller, this is another controller, this is a mist maker, this is a turning motor for bigger machines. However, what I do for people who come to me and want assistance, normally I have a database of people who repair machines in many places in Zimbabwe. So I try to give people the numbers of people closest to them to assist them with the repairs, because bigger machines have problems of having challenges from time to time because there are so many parts in an incubator. Okay. Normally when there is something wrong with the machine, either the temperature or the humidity, the machine will sound a bell to alarm you that there is something you need to attend to. Like for example, right now the machine is sounding this bell. It's because humidity is at 81. Normally humidity, the machine is made to respond to humidity up to 75%. But if it's beyond 75, it will sound a bell. Now, if that happens, humidity is the only variable because the fan is turning and humidity will always come down. So if it goes up, we are not worried about it going up. We are only worried about it getting below 45%. So when there's this noise and it is causing some distress and you don't want it, you can press minus here on the machine. It will silence the machine. But after some time, you then get the humidity falling down below 75 because it normally operates between 55 and 77. But because of the efficiency of the machine, usually we have it above 80, 81, or even it can even get up to 90%. But 90% is good during hatching because we want the egg shell to be at least too soft enough for the inside the chick to knock it and make sure that it can come out.
Okay.
So during hatching, we really need humidity to be quite high. But these machines usually operate around those figures all the time. And the humidity is, the water that we put at once usually is enough for a single cycle. 21 days for chicken.
21 days.
Yes, in total.
So how much do this machine cost?
64 eggs is $200. The middle one is 128 eggs. It has 2 trays. So it's just a multiple of 64, like 64 times 2, you get 128, which is $300. And then 192 eggs is $350. I have another machine on top of this one, which is 256 eggs. That one I normally do not have in stock, but when customers want them, we make an arrangement where they pay me a deposit of 50%. It costs $400, and then I bring it in. When the machine has arrived, the customer can then finish payment and collect the machine. As you can see, the smaller ones, I can even do smaller ones from 64. I can do 48. I can do 36. I can do 24. I can do up to 12 eggs below. But the smaller machines are quite costly because the factor is on air shipping. So as you can realize, 64 is 200, but the next one is 300, and the next one from 128 is 350, which is a difference of only $50. So as the machines get bigger, the prices get better.
They get better.
Yes.
Okay. In case I might have missed some questions.
Yes.
Our audience have. How can they get in touch with you?
Normally I do regular adverts on WhatsApp, sometimes on Facebook, but I'm hoping that with this relationship we are creating, we may actually be able to reach a larger audience through your help.
Okay.
Yes.
So how can they get in touch with you at the moment?
At the moment, I will give you my phone number, which is on WhatsApp, which I use a lot, as well as perhaps on your site you can also put my Facebook pages that I normally use to advertise.
Yes, I will list on our classified website.
Okay.
So
Yes.
your phone number is?
My phone number is 0772 256 186.
Can you start again, but you start with the prefix +263.
Okay, +263 772 256 186.
Okay. Thank you. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you for tuning in.